gonna take all of us to heal this world. It's gonna take all of us.
Good morning and welcome to a special edition of Youth4Planet, broadcasting live from COP28. My name is Shahir and we are thrilled to have you on We Don't Have Time. Over the next 10 days, we're going to dive deep into the heart of climate action. From groundbreaking tech solutions, sustainable ideas, interviews and conversations with decision makers and heads of country. But this isn't just our show, it's yours too. You have the power to be a part of COP28. How, you ask? Well, it's simple. All you have to do is join our Slido Q&A program, scan this QR code here, send in your questions, and be a part of the conversation. Your questions will help shape our daily program. Speaking of voices, we have youth reporters from all around the globe, including Nigeria, Uganda, Spain, Luxembourg, Germany, France, and Australia. So join us, be a part of the conversation, send in your questions, and let's amplify the voice of the youth at COP28. Together, we can make a difference. Now let's go check it out.
What I like to do is to bring hope to the world. If we start collaboration on the society level, this is a big issue because we have to find a common lifestyle that everybody has the chance for a good living on our planet. We are living on such a wonderful planet and we have enough that everybody can have a sufficient life. And for this, it's necessary that we find a common lifestyle. How we do it, how we did it in the past, it's not possible consuming, that only some people have a lot and 90% have nothing. It takes all of us.
So let's hear what our youth reporters are talking about today.
Hi, as today COP starts today is the first day of COP, and as a youth reporter reporting for Youth4Planet, I'm here with an interesting party from Palau, and we would have to ask a question regarding climate and climate action from his perspective and from where he's coming from. Hi, my name is Sadia from Nigeria, and I would like to ask you a question for 3 minutes. So, what does COP28 mean, and how does it impact or make difference for our survival on the planet?
Yeah, for sure. So maybe I'll start by introducing myself. My name is Xavier Matuparo. I am from the Office of Climate Change from the government of Palau, essentially coordinating our team in the negotiations. If I had to filter it down to one thing, it's mitigation. We're drastically behind. We are about to adopt our first GST, and it needs to be ambitious enough so that we don't breach that 1.5. Already at 1.1, we're seeing a lot of devastations, let alone 1.2, 1.3 or higher. The trajectory is, it could be as high as 2.9 to 3 degrees Celsius by 2100. So we really need to cap it as soon as possible so that our environment does not cause any further devastation to our communities.
Beautiful. I want to know, what is Palau doing to engage you in the call for climate action?
Yeah, no, in fact we have about 5 or 6 youths here, some of which are undergoing training to become negotiators through a Climate Youth Negotiations program. Some of them are on their second year, so they're taking advanced training. So the idea is, if you can start them early on, then they'll be better prepared to actually participate and engage in this platform. If you're anything, it's 1.5. Keep 1.5 alive, and I think we'll be much better off than if we surpass it. So any work and collaboration that could be had to maintain not breaching that would be great. It takes all of us.
Yeah,
Yeah, today we are with Ellen Roberts, who is the team lead at Loss and Damage Collaboration.
This COP is the first global stocktake. We are expecting the outcome of the first global stocktake of the Paris Agreement, which is meant to assess the progress and the purpose of the Paris Agreement. So the global goals on mitigation, adaptation. We also expect an outcome on loss and damage. So because I work on loss and damage, we see loss and damage, the impacts of climate change that are not avoided, as being a framework for the global stocktake. So we see mitigations, we need to scale up mitigation to limit global average warming to 1.5 degrees, phase out fossil fuels, to avert future loss and damage, minimize loss and damage through adaptation, through scaled up finance for adaptation. The global goal on adaptation needs to be operationalized in a way that is fit for purpose for developing countries. And then we need to address loss and damage. So we need to operationalize the fund here in Dubai. We need to fully operationalize the Santiago network. We need to inscribe responsibilities for developed countries to pay for loss and damage finance, and we need to meet the needs on the ground. So this is an opportunity to do all of that. So that's why it's an important COP.
It's an opportunity, but we want to see the role, the youth whom you, Loss and Damage Collaboration has a number of youth.
Yes.
So now what are the main message you can send to other youth globally?
That they have a role to play, that their voices matter, that their actions matter. This COP is full of young negotiators, young activists, young practitioners. So I would love to send the message that everyone can get involved. This is a global effort, a collective effort, and young voices are really what's inspired us these days. You know, the young activists are the ones who are really lighting a fire under us as a global humanity to do more.
Your last message mainly, which you can send like from COP everyone here. We have just started the COP process.
Yeah.
Your last
My last message would be let's think big. Let's think about possibilities, because the only limits are in our minds. So we need to expand our mindsets to see the possibilities rather than the challenges. And as long as we think we can, we will. And we must for those on the front lines of the climate crisis. Hopefully today we will see the fund announced, that the fund will be operationalized in the way that the Transitional Committee has recommended. What we now need to see is pledges. So the Loss and Damage Collaboration has been calling for 400 billion USD a year. For it to be capitalized at that level and then replenished yearly to meet the basic needs. So we need to start mobilizing trillions at some point from 2030, but right now we're expecting hundreds of billions. And that is possible. We can do it, and we will. I lead two initiatives, the Loss and Damage Collaboration and the Climate Leadership Initiative, and together, jointly, the two initiatives, we host the New Generation program. So we have a group of, initially we started with 11 negotiators and one activist, and we've been working with that group for 3 years, and in November we started working with a second cohort of 6 young negotiators from vulnerable developing countries. So we only work with young negotiators from the Global South, so our work is to empower them and to equip them with what they need to advocate for those on the front lines of climate change in their countries. To really work on their mindsets. I think the mindset work is the most important work that we can do in our work on climate policy, to believe in possibilities. So I would definitely encourage young people to believe that everything that they want to see in the world is possible, and then work towards that. Develop the vision. It takes all of us.
This is the first day of COP, and with me I have Mrs. Akila Jaramogi from Trinidad and Tobago. Yes, madam. We want to know, what are the goals of COP28 and what do you think can be achieved in line with these goals?
For here at COP28, the goal is to ensure that we can reach, a balance on Earth and climate, and how we live and survive in this time, in this climate crisis. And for me, being here is, the hope that we all can come to an agreement to take the heat down. I would put it in this local word, take the heat down, turn the heat down, and build more awareness and have positive action in everything we do. It is a global responsibility. We all are responsible for making the shift. Asha.
For speaking from Trinidad and Tobago, how do you think this can be achieved?
Again, we all are responsible, and achieving this goal is from the top down, where the leaders, they all have to come together to agree on, making a difference, on walking light on Mother Earth, the extractive industry, all the companies. We need to make a difference. We need to turn the heat down, turn it down, be less dependent on fossil fuel, and start, respecting the earth, respecting Mother Earth, respecting Mother Earth. Asha.
Yes, ma'am. We are a platform created for youths and to reach the youths, to educate them and to bring them to the table on climate matters. What do you have to say to the youths? Do you have a message for the youths, the young people listening?
Oh yes, the youths are our future. And where I'm from, I work with a lot of young people. And it's first to understand the balance of nature, understand how to care, love, and appreciate Mother Earth, understand the value of the trees and the rivers and the ocean. And until we can understand the fullness thereof, then and then only will we be able to make a difference. I am so sure that my young people can make a difference. I am hopeful as they plant trees, as they do the right things as it relates to recycling, and also the spiritual aspect of this whole life. Without the spirituality, without respecting indigenous peoples and their rights and their needs, to make sure that there's enough to go around to make this world go right, then and then only will we see change. And I am sure change will come. I am positive because I support my young people. They are the future. I support them 100%. Mother Earth can do without us, but we cannot do without Mother Earth. So it's not about saving the earth, it's about saving yourself. It's about saving your life. When Mother Earth cannot take it anymore, she will react. And that's why the place is at this boiling point. So we have to cool it down, and give thanks and tap into our spiritual self, tap in and call on the Creator, the ancestors, the deities to help us to make good decisions in governing and using this beautiful place called Earth. Ashe.
Youth around the world have been working actively together for a better future. Tomorrow, we hear from 5 finalists from around the globe, including Antarctica and Greenland. Check this out tomorrow.
Trending news of COP28. The main news today is that the World Climate Conference has started. Yesterday was the day when delegations from all over the world arrived. The media is reporting who is coming and who sends out their deputies. The arrival of the German delegation already led to discussions in German media. The Christian Democratic Union and the Christian Social Union parliamentary group is criticizing the German delegation for arriving by plane with 250 people and therefore not meeting their climate targets. This topic is currently the subject of heated debate in Germany. To put this in context, a total of 70,000 people are coming to COP28, but there's hardly any information in the media about how many delegates are traveling from other countries. A spokesperson for the Federal Foreign Office, however, justified the size of the German delegation with the importance of the conference in Dubai. It was therefore not surprising that so many delegates are taking part. The spokesperson of the Federal Foreign Office stated that Germany has been offsetting all of its trips in terms of climate protection for many years by financially supporting climate protection projects.
Oh, thank you so much. We are here at COP28 and with the youth delegation from Youth4Planet and Youth4Nature, who is represented by Joshua. So today is day one at COP28, and we want to hear voices from the youth to see that they are amplified and everyone knows that youth are represented. I'm with one of the youth reporters here from Nigeria. Maybe you can talk more about this.
Hi, my name is Sadia. I am from Nigeria and one of the reporters reporting for Youth4Planet. Youth4Planet is one of the youth-led organization that is taking a course on climate change and bringing youth all over the world together to share their ideas, processes, way forward for climate and climate action. And today is actually the first day of COP28, and we could see from all around, like people from different part of the continent, different nations, countries, dignitaries, NGOs, parties, and a lot more. And everybody is just hustling and bustling just for climate action, and it's super exciting. And this is day one so far. So we're hoping and I'm anticipating for the next day to see actually where we are at for the climate change. So.
Thank you, Sadia. And we have one of our colleagues who's Joshua, is from Youth4Nature and is an observer here at COP28. Joshua, what is your message to the youth up there, and also from the youth, your message to the world leaders mainly? You can mention one of the demands you want the world leaders to do. And the world leaders is kind of policy leaders, the scientists, and the politicians who have come here at COP28.
Okay, thank you so much. So at Youth4Nature, we focus on trying to amplify, or we focus on the relevance of nature in addressing the climate crisis. And one of the main messages we keep talking about, or want world leaders to know, is that we should not delay decarbonization, because all we talk about and the science itself points to the fact that climate change is highly induced by emissions. But how can we just ensure that we cut down the emissions and get more sustainable as possible? So our world leaders out there should engage in activities, should set down policies that do not delay decarbonization. From the aspects of nature-based solutions, we know how people are so connected to their natural environments, and we just want people to understand more, to connect more with the world leaders, listen to your people who will be here at COP28, and we are quite positive that a lot could come out from COP28, but we just need to push our world leaders to understand where we stand from.
From the youth, you are youth and you are leading a group at Yungo and also other youth groups. I do want to know, if you are pushing the world leaders, what exactly do we need for them to act mainly? Only one statement. Exactly what should they do?
The science is clear. Listen to the science, listen to your people, and take on action. Do not delay any processes, because today might be the coolest of days we have over the next short while.
Okay, thank you. And then we're having a colleague from Nigeria, from Youth4Planet, and we have seen it's the first day at COP28, and you have walked around a number of pavilions. So what is your message, and what do you want the world leaders to do? Because today we have started COP and negotiations are going on. What's the message from you mainly, so that you can amplify it to the people in the world?
Thank you very much, David. Today being the first day of COP, my message mainly would be that world leaders should please listen to the voices of the youths. We are crying that they do something effective immediately to curb the climate crisis. Speaking specifically for Africa, there are a lot of climate issues in Africa, specifically Nigeria, for instance. Nigeria may not be industry based, but we still have a lot of climate issues that need addressing. And one of those main issues have to do with funding. And considering that this is one of the matters that's going to be addressed and discussed today, I'm looking forward to seeing the decisions that are going to come out of that, as regards to funding for climate issues in Africa.
As we wind up, I need one message which we can send to the world leaders, national leaders, the youth. Only one message which you can speak, so that, and look straight to the camera, so that it can be recorded well.
Message for world leaders. The youths are counting on you to have a fruitful deliberations. The youths are counting on you to give us a future that is sustainable, a future that will give us a hope, a future that will give us something to count on, something to look forward to. We trust that you will be able to give us something that we all hope for, and that is a future that has promise, that has hope. Thank you.
Everyone is speaking of hope, a future. We know we don't have time, and the youth are very active on what they are doing, and they are ready to tell the world leaders to act. We need action after COP. What next? We need to see that everything happens and the youth are listening. They are invited to a number of round tables to see that decisions are made. So thank you very much. And I would love, lastly, from one colleague, so that he can also add on this.
I think for me, my one question or message is a huge and powerful message in one sentence, and it means it takes all of us. It takes all of us for this action. So basically, that's the only message I have for now.
And Joshua, your last message?
Let's work together. Let's listen to each other, and together we can have a more sustainable world where climate justice is what drives socio-economic development.
Well, that's it for day one of COP28. Thank you so much for sending your questions through Slido, and be sure to send Friday's questions as well. Tomorrow, King Charles will make his historic address at COP28 as he takes the stage for the first time as reigning monarch, following his addresses at COP26 in Glasgow and COP21 in Paris. We welcomed our youth reporters from Africa today. We are Youth4Planet, coming to you daily on We Don't Have Time.
Breaking down the walls that are between us, we lift our hands up to the sky. We are believers in the courage. In the end, we will all be winners. We are the Arctic.
Stop.
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 I don't want this culture to melt.
I think that future generations have the right to access fresh water and clean air.
I feel we have a moral obligation to overcome climate change, and it starts with my generation.
What we've had in my generation is documenting climate change, and it's become very clear that this is a major crisis. What the next generation has to contend with is implementing solutions to this crisis. And the good news is that we know what we need to do. We just need to get busy implementing.
Together, we can change the course of human history.
I'm ready to change my perspective.
Breaking down the walls that are between us, we lift our hands up to the sky.
It's my belief that we share a common humanity.
It just doesn't really matter where you come from or which language you speak.
Because in the end, we all seek happy, safe and free lives.
Tackling our climate crisis is fundamental in fulfilling that desire.
I believe we can still fix this, but it has to come from within, and it has to start from your heart.
We are the first generation to feel the true impacts of climate change, and we're the last generation to actually take action to overcome this massive dilemma.
It's gonna take all of us.